the mirror would answer, "You are the most beautiful person in the world." But Snow White was becoming more and more beautiful each day. One day, the new queen asked the mirror, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most beautiful person in the world?" The mirror answered, "Snow White is the most beautiful person in the world." She became really angry. She ordered a hunter to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. The next day, the hunter took Snow White deep into the forest. But he could not kill Snow White because she was so good and kind. Instead of killing her, the hunter let her go free. There are 30 questions and answers on the above story with very easy words for kids aged from 5 to 7-year-old to understand. 1. What is the name of the story? The story's name is Snow White. 2. Who is Snow White? Snow White is a kind and beautiful girl. 3. What did the queen ask the mirror? The queen asked the mirror who is the most beautiful person in the world. 4. What did the mirror answer? The mirror answered that Snow White is the most beautiful person in the world. 5. Was the queen happy with the mirror's answer? No, the queen was not happy with the mirror's answer. 6. What did the queen order the hunter to do? The queen ordered the hunter to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. 7. Did the hunter kill Snow White? No, the hunter could not kill Snow White because she was so kind and good. 8. What did the hunter do instead of killing Snow White? The hunter let Snow White go free. 9. Was Snow White happy to be in the forest? No, Snow White was not happy to be in the forest all alone. 10. What did Snow White do when she was in the forest? Snow White walked around in the forest and looked for a place to stay. 11. Did Snow White find a place to stay? Yes, Snow White found a small cottage and went inside. 12. Whose cottage did Snow White find? Snow White found the cottage of 7 dwarfs. 13. Who were the 7 dwarfs? The 7 dwarfs were small, friendly people who lived in the cottage. 14. What did Snow White do when she saw the cottage? Snow White went inside the cottage to rest. 15. What did the dwarfs do when they saw Snow White in their cottage? The dwarfs were surprised but they welcomed Snow White. 16. What did Snow White do for the dwarfs? Snow White cooked and cleaned for the dwarfs. 17. Did the dwarfs like Snow White? Yes, the dwarfs liked Snow White very much. 18. Did Snow White have any enemies? Yes, the queen was Snow White's enemy. 19. What did the queen do to harm Snow White? The queen ordered a hunter to take Snow White into the forest and kill her. 20. Did the queen succeed in harming Snow White? No, the hunter let Snow White go free instead of killing her. 21. Did Snow White live happily ever after? Yes, Snow White lived happily ever after with the 7 dwarfs. 22. Did Snow White ever see the queen again? Yes, Snow White saw the queen again. 23. What did the queen do when she saw Snow White again? The queen gave Snow White a poisoned apple. 24. Did Snow White eat the poisoned apple? Yes, Snow White ate the poisoned apple and fell asleep. 25. Did Snow White wake up from her sleep? Yes, Snow White woke up from her sleep. 26. How did Snow White wake up from her sleep? A prince came and kissed her. 27. Did Snow White marry the prince? Yes, Snow White married the prince. 28. Did the queen ever get punished for her actions? Yes, the queen got punished for her actions. 29. How did the queen get punished? The queen fell from a cliff and died. 30. What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is that being kind and good will lead to a happy life.